It's Ray Give TV.
The Block TV.
Let's get right to it.
Houston this weekend, Drake was also in Houston, which I did not know until I saw a clip of Rico Reckless saying hello to him in the club.
He always down there.
Yeah, it's kind of his second home.
He always down there. It's a DJ dude down there he real tight with. I forget his name.
And I saw J. Prince Jr. and...
Was he doing the antics? Hey, so what's going on? That's his like
what the f was that?
That's his Denzel Washington talk. He talks very totally different.
I was a little concerned that he might not be feeling me because I talk to you on the podcast regularly.
What I got to do with you?
I mean, because you're always saying something about them.
Yeah, but that's way before you. That ain't got nothing to do with no jumper.
Yeah, but a lot of people tend to kind of just assume that
that's cap.
Things that you have said to me are also my opinions.
That's cap. That whole shit was before you.
I've never said anything bad about YG, but YG dismissed me when I saw him because I'm sitting next to Bricc Baby talking crazy about him.
That's because you talking crazy about him.
But I'm just sitting there like, but I still get judged.
No, you must have said something.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean,
in fact, I intentionally left him out of the conversation during some very serious events from
he shouldn't have tripped in. Like he shouldn't have tripped in. That means he's always had a problem with you.
Because if somebody didn't give a fuck about me.
If somebody's there, they talking, and he sees the fact that we see you stay out of it is a gesture of respect.
But I feel like he's not necessarily paying close enough attention to realize that I'm trying to stay out of it when I'm like intentionally sitting next to someone like you and Bricc over and over who are just dissing him repeatedly.
Who's dissing YG repeatedly? I ain't never dissed.
I feel like you and I have been through that. Bricc definitely slammed him.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I just I don't even think we had a conversation about the Blueface thing maybe, and other than that.
Bricc called him an op lover also.
Op lover?
Yeah.
Who was he?
I think.
Who did YG team up with? Because YG and Nipsey was close.
Yeah, I forget because I think it ended up kind of not making sense because I think he was mad at YG for.
Here goes the thing. Here goes what's funny about that. Bricc had a DP coming for protecting YG.
What does that mean?
They was coming out. I think Big U's son had got disrespected out of spot because 600 was there. They rolled up there to do something to YG. Somebody
600 did.
No, it was a bunch of 60s went up there. 600 was just with him. They had disrespected Big U's son or something.
And this was how long ago?
Probably about 5-6 years ago.
And Bricc Baby protected YG.
I can call 600 right now. Everybody got DP for it, but Bricc didn't show up. He got YG out the back and left with him. And he put YG in his car. He jumped in the car on YG. He eluded him and got him. While they're looking for him, Brick's moving him elsewhere.
You gotta protect the bag.
So they had a relationship prior to. What probably happened, YG about to stop answering his calls. Did some industry shit, you know, that happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Just gotta know how to deal with that.
I mean, they were cool at one point. Bricc, there's a song with Compton AD and Bricc Baby on a YG album.
Yeah, I don't
that's some
I don't got no direct problems. I mean, you know, my issue came when he did some weird shit where we was getting ready to do we did a collab song called Bloods, Crips, Power Rules.
Right.
And it was YG, OT Genesis, Mozzie, and we put Blueface on there. And came time to shoot the video, and he was like, I shoot the video, but you gotta take Blueface off the verse. He doing too much cripping. And I was confused because Famous Crip was out when you got on the remix, Tatiana. Like, you can't do too much more cripping than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, on the Dead Lokes, Respect My Crippin', all this is on the album, and then all of a sudden, but I think what it was at that time, Blueface buzz was up, and I think he kind of looked at Blueface at that time that, okay, this little motherfucker got the potential to kind of steal the light at that time, right? It was a different YG, and I just didn't understand it, and I was on the phone with my homeboy Big Bruce from Compton Crip, and he was like, yo, that kind of odd, because, you know, he used to be a Crip. I'm like, what? And they sent me the pictures and shit. You know, some like Gundry block or some shit, and something in Paramount, something. I was real confused at that point in time, because nobody that used to be something can't say a dude is doing too much of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So other than that, maybe they was a little, you know what though? You might have a problem with you because you was a big Draco fan.
I don't think that's enough for him to give a fuck about.
Shit. Boy, that's what it is.
If I can sit with Munchie every week, I think I could shake hands with YG.
Who was Munchie?
Draco's main antagonist at a certain point.
Nah, he didn't. Bro, come on. Let's be real. No shade on Munchie. Let's just keep it real. Bro, I gave Munchie B his presence on YouTube.
All I'm saying is that
I'm gonna be real,
Munchie
bro.
B addressed Draco relentlessly while YG more or less never directly responded to him.
Nobody heard it. But you had Draco
on an LA level.
You heard Draco speaking on YG all the time, right?
And Munchie.
And YG, I didn't know who the fuck Munchie B was till he came on Clubhouse and I embarrassed his ass. And then it went viral from there. That's when his grandmama came in there and told him he using up all the Wi-Fi.
I would like to pivot. I want to hook these people in by talking to you about the fact that 607 Unc, after last week's performance in which he disrespected the B team, created commotion all over the city, that I left Thursday night to go to Texas. On Friday, Unc and 4Extra sat down and they had a conversation on camera.
I told you not to do that.
Has gone extremely viral.
Didn't I tell you not to do that?
I do recall you saying that.
I said, don't do it.
We got security here. Somehow there was a lapse in which I believe too many people were allowed in here, but 607 Unc basically got called out by 4Extra. 4Extra more or less
called him out.
Indirectly or directly told him that he would essentially make him stop breathing. Actually, like, it's kind of bizarre. He drove down, like literally the next day, he drove to Texas to meet up with us. We hung out for 3 hours, didn't see him again after that.
So before you announced he's not coming back.
This is before anything regarding him quitting.
No, before, yeah, I talked to him for like an hour.
Okay.
Calmed him down, he was cool.
Yeah.
Because I pointed out to him, what you do, 607 Unc, is you do a bunch of weird shit. You say a bunch of outrageous shit to get the people's attention, and then you deliver your message, right? He said, Wack, that's exactly what I do. I said, okay. And you did it in your way of doing it, right? Right. I said, okay.
What was the message that came after Hoover blank remover?
Hold on.
I missed that.
No, you're missing the point. It's his overall, as weird as 607 acts, he always goes to some type of, the man is not stupid. His play is crazy. He always goes to something biblical or what people need to stop doing. He'll do a bunch of weird shit, look around, whatever, on my mama line, or just to get you to look at him, and then he'll try to deliver a message from his perception. I told 607, 4Extras did the same thing. If he's here with 30, 40 dudes, I said, was you touched? No. Did they rob you? No. They didn't kick in your ass, spit on you, go in your pockets? No. But it got your attention, right? Yes. And his message was, stop playing with this West Coast gangbang culture, right? Yeah. Did you hear him? Yeah. But then you wouldn't have heard it any other time. So he did to you what you do to everybody else, just in his way. Because if they wanted to get him, he would have been got.
Right.
That wasn't the mission. The mission was to get your attention. And I applaud 4Extras, because the 4Extras that we know would have did something to him, right? But he didn't. And that's out of respect of his work. 4Extras know that this is his workplace. Right? But everything he did got his attention. I said, did you hear what he said? Yeah, I heard. Yeah, y'all act different when it comes to that. Okay, so now his message was delivered. 607, you wouldn't, if somebody would have been just trying to talk to you regular, you gonna troll. You're not gonna hear nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I said, so you can't get mad at 4Extras for you to doing it his way if you don't want us to get mad at you for doing it your way.
Right. Like, my perspective is that everybody involved is at least a little bit guilty. I think that the No Jumper staff, as much as it was good that we had security on deck, they f***ed up by allowing too many people to be in the building. That's just not, we're not equipped to deal with that many people. It's just not, it's not okay. We got to set harsher standards and be more strict about this. 4Extra, I feel like was wrong because he was probably too aggressive. I don't think the words "I'm gonna kill you" should ever really leave your mouth when you're communicating with somebody else that you work with or that is part of the No Jumper team. I appreciate that he didn't do anything physical, but I think that he probably crossed a few lines. I'm gonna send this to him so that I don't have to repeat this, but I feel like he crossed a few lines by saying, "I'm going to kill you."
Okay.
If that actually happened.
Well,
it really basically happened in the podcast.
Okay, so is a dude crossing lines by saying something that rings "come kill me"? Is a dude crossing lines who's putting people in this building in situations that they may not want to be in because that disrespectful shit he said to Munchie, right? It puts people in the situation.
I completely agree, and I feel like despite the fact that No Jumper's staff was at fault for not having, obeyed the rules about how many people were able to come in, and despite the fact that 4Extra crossed some sort of line when he was yelling at Unc, the original sin in all of this, and the main message that so many of us seem to have respected over the years that Unc doesn't seem to get, is that LA street shit is taken extremely seriously.
That's a fact.
And what he said to Munchie was completely out of bounds and should never have happened. And in addition to that, I get it that you were trolling, but all the jokes that he was making about 4Extra, primarily implying gay shit, just not gonna go over well.
Who else crossed the line though?
I
mean, we're gonna keep it real. Like, let's keep it real. Who else crossed the line? You know, this 2025, this ain't 1825. You crossed the line.
What'd I do?
Because you initiated all that talk about 4Extra to even allow the door to be open for this dude to say what he said. So
when did I coax him into saying some gay shit?
You start talking about whatever's supposed to happen. He keeps screaming it.
What?
He like, yo, Fo, why you get mad at me when I was responding to what Adam said? That's all he been screaming.
Wait, who was responding to what I said?
607 keeps screaming. 4Extras, why you tripping on me, but you ain't said nothing to Adam when I'm responding to what Adam said about you?
But I never said any gay shit about him besides this carrot allegation, which I don't even think is technically gay.
Well, what did you say? Because it's all he's screaming.
I don't know, but I mean,
you don't remember what you said?
I probably said.
But you remember what everybody else said.
The only gay shit that I would, you're talking about like a random podcast I did months ago. The only thing I would ever have said about 4Extras that was in any way gay was just talking about the carrot thing. Okay,
but you talked about it with 607.
Yeah, we for sure discussed that.
Okay, so
I discussed that with a lot of people.
But if you never,
he's the one who went to a different level and said basically like really gay shit about 4Extra.
So if you would have never opened that door, it would have never been an extended conversation.
Listen, I didn't pull this carrot rumor out of thin air. This was something that was already being discussed on a variety of channels.
And Hefe said he talked to somebody, which I'm not going because he from Trey Gangster. They enemies. So anything he talking about with 4Extras, I'm gonna take with a grain of salt unless he got it.
Although it was pointed out that Blueface did a podcast with Hefe. So if he can do it, why can't 4Extras?
Because 4Extras is 4Extras.
Yeah.
Blueface is Blueface.
I know. But either way, all I'm saying is that 607 Unc, his whole thing is like disrespecting gangs and shit. Like, or at least that's one arc.
I told him that. I said, bro,
his humor.
It's
not gonna work out.
You saying I'm blood cripping, bro? All that. I said, y'all don't know how the Chicago dudes taking it. People don't play with that out here.
Yeah,
I told him that. You know what I'm saying?
You can just imagine that, like, if he didn't learn this lesson now, he was gonna keep doing this, and you can imagine what he would say to a Crip to get a crazy, outrageous moment. If he keeps, like, he's done enough. If he's gonna keep trying to run this little gimmick into the ground, it's not gonna be good.
No, he's gonna get hurt, bro.
Yeah.
And now he made it dangerous. Look, let's kill this podcast shit. You dissed everything that come with a burgundy and a red flag. Everything, right? So that means if you out getting gas and the average little dude see you, or you just want to go to the mall, or you sitting there eating, fuck the rappers and the YouTubers. You just open the door to everybody. That's not directed at Munchie. That's directed at anything that fall up under that flag.
And my main thing with Unc too is I was just telling him, I'm like, listen, we can agree that multiple mistakes were made by the staff, by me for even doing this without being there to maybe be a moderator. Lush was the only person who was there, and he's just
Lush can't do that.
He's just incapable.
Lush
of finding,
is handicapped.
Yeah.
Why y'all act like Lush ain't handicapped?
What's his handicap?
With one leg is shorter than the other.
I didn't even know that.
He walks with a gimp. This is a fact,
I thought he was just drunk.
bro. He walks with one foot is flat, the other one is on the ball of his foot. He walks, bro. He walks like he's handicapped.
I didn't even know that. Either way, this is my thing.
You telling me you don't see that?
I haven't paid attention to how he walks.
Bro.
Now that you said it, for sure, I'm going to be thinking about it.
Bro, when you seen, he walks like this. It's like one foot is
Like a
longer.
penguin.
Like, yeah, bro, like it's something going on.
He does look like a penguin.
Like, listen, before I met Lush, I wanted to do something to him.
Shout out to the Adam and Wack show, man. You already know we're gonna run the content up for show. Keep that notification bell turned on. I will deliver 24/7 around the clock. You already know, but until next time, it's your boy Ray here, and I'm gone. God bless. Peace.